Okay guys, so today we're going to talk about multiplying fractions, and don't forget, anytime if the video goes too fast you can pause it or rewind. But the first thing we're going to talk about in fractions and multiplying is our vocabulary. So in word problems we're going to see different words that mean to multiply. The first one is times. If you see the word times, that means to multiply. The next thing is if you see something such as per hour or per gallon, per day. Anything with this word per means to multiply. And the big one here is a fraction. So this, we can think of this as a fraction followed by the word of. So if it says 1/2 of his cost or 1/2 of the price, something along those lines, we're going to be multiplying. And the way that we multiply is it's pretty easy. We do top times top and bottom times bottom. So every time we have fractions and we're multiplying, we're going to draw these arrows to kind of help us remember. So this first one we're going to look at is 1/5 and 2/3. And some of you have seen the dot on our homework. This dot means to multiply. So we do 1/5 times 2/3, and we are going to do top times top, bottom times bottom. So we do 1 times 2. And that gives us our numerator, and 1 times 2 is 2. And we do 5 times 3 is 15. That cannot be simplified or reduced. Nothing goes into 2 and 15. So that is our answer, and we are done. Simple as that. This next one is 3/4 of 4/6. So we have a fraction followed by the word of. That means to multiply. And again, we do top times top, bottom times bottom. So we do 3 times 4, that's going to give me my new numerator of 12. And 4 times 6 is 24, that's my new denominator. But this one can be simplified or reduced, and we are going to do that by, I'm going to make my chart right here. I have a 12 and a 24, okay? So I'm going to think of all the things that I can make 12 with. So I can do a 1 goes into 12, 2 goes into 12, 3 goes into 12, 4 goes into 12, 5 does not. Nothing times 5 gives me 12, but 6 does. 7, no. 8, no. 9, no. So up until 12, we are good. Or we can just do 12 itself. So 12 times 1. Okay, and let's do 24. 1 goes into 24, 2 goes into 24, 3 does, 4, 5 does not, 6 does, 7 does not, 8 does, 9 does not, 10, no, 11, no, 12, yes. 12 times 2. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and stop because I am looking for the two biggest numbers that are the same in both rows. 12 was my biggest on top, and I have a 12 here. So that means 12 can go into both of these numbers. So I am going to now divide both of my numbers by 12. 12 divided by 12 is 1, and 24 divided by 12 is 2. So my real answer is 1/2. If you had a multiple choice question and you got 12 over 24, this would not be an answer choice. 1/2 would be. You always have to simplify with fractions. All right, let's look at our next two. The next problem I have is 2 and 1/3 times 2/6. I have to do top times top, bottom times bottom. But that's only for fractions. This first number is not a fraction. It is a mixed number. We learned already how to change this into an improper fraction. We do Texas popcorn. So I am going to draw my popcorn and my Texas, my T and my X for my adding and multiplying. So I do 3 times 2, which is 6. And then I do 6 plus the top number, which is 1, and that gives me 7. So my new numerator is 7, and remember, our denominator stays the same. So it's 3. And then times 2/6 doesn't change. So now I can do top times top, bottom times bottom. 7 times 2 is 14. 3 times 6 is 18. Okay, let's see. I know that can be simplified, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to draw my chart. If you already know something in your head, that's fine, but I'm going to work this out. Times 18. Okay, I know 1 always goes in, 2 works. 3 does not. Nothing times 4 gives me 14. 5, no. 6, no. 7 does. 8, no. 9, no. I know 14 does. Okay, so let's do the same for 18. 1 works. 2 works. 3 times 6, so 3 works. 4 does not. 5, no. 6 does. 7, no. 8, no. 9, yes. Okay. And then I know the next one is 18. So again, I want the biggest number that's the same. So 18, 14, no, there's no 9, there's no 7, there's no 6. They both don't have 3. So the biggest number I have the same is 2. So that means I go up here and divide both of them by 2. 14 divided by 2 is 7, and 18 divided by 2 is 9. Can't be done anymore, so that is our answer. All right, our last problem is 2 times 5 over 9. 2 is not a fraction, it's a whole number. So we need to turn this into a fraction because we need to do top times top, bottom times bottom. 2 doesn't have a bottom, but it's a whole number. And we have a trick, something to remember. We need to think whole numbers go over 1. This is something that's going to start being on our 10 and 60s because it's something we need to remember. So this 2, I'm going to put it over 1. So it's really 2 over 1. And if you want to rewrite it, you can. So now I have a top and a bottom. Top times top, bottom times bottom. 2 times 5 is 10. 1 times 9 is 9. So now I have an improper number or an improper fraction. That's the top is bigger. We cannot leave it like this. We learned how to fix this by doing backwards check mark. To do that, I need to make my fraction or my division house, and I remember who goes inside by my cowboy and my horse. Cowboy rides on top of the horse. Cowboy also goes inside, and my horse stays outside. And before I divide, I know I need my decimals and my spaces. So 9 does not go into 1, but it does go into 10 one time. 1 times 9 is 9. Subtract, I get 1. Okay, we do not want a decimal. We want to keep it like this. So my big number up top is my whole number. And then I do my backwards check mark. Remember, I start at my decimal. The first number I hit is 1. It goes on top. And then I do my backwards check mark and end with my 9. So the answer on that one is 1 1/9. So just a few reminders. Whole numbers go over 1. We always have to simplify when we have fractions. Top times top, bottom times bottom when we are multiplying fractions. And we have our keywords for word problems up here.